life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to The Man Perspective
With Cane Man
and the Dawn. All right, this is part 2 of our topic on should NBA or NCAA college kids get paid. Let's have this topic, part 2 on The Man Perspective, as why kids should not get paid. Okay, why they shouldn't get a salary. I know you mentioned the whole thing about, hey, every kid in college should get a salary, whatever sport they play. But I'm going to tell you why they should not get paid.
Go for it.
And the reason they shouldn't get paid is that it takes money out of the school itself. Now, keep in mind, these universities, whether it's football, basketball, they have all these tournaments, bowl games, and so forth. They bring in a lot of money, millions. You understand?
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. Okay. This is why a lot of the students or the players are not allowed to receive endorsements because it takes money out of the colleges and the universities. I'll give you an example. If you got a high profile player that plays in college, right?
Yeah.
And you give them $1 million to wear your sneaker, what do I need to spend $1 million to have a billboard in your stadium?
Yeah.
On TV, because every time you see TV, you always see like the little billboards of Nike or Adidas or what have you as advertisement, right? Because if the game is shown nationally, meaning across the United States, right?
Yeah.
They get to see your banner. And if they get to see your banner, that's what's up. Everybody can see that, right? That's a great thing.
That's true.
If I give $1 million to that player, what I need your banner for? I got the hottest kid that can play basketball wearing my sneaker. That's all I need. Because if everybody sees that, they're going to go out and buy my sneaker, whether it's Nike, Adidas, or what have you, right?
That is true.
So what the hell I need your banner for? That's what they'll say. I don't need your banner. I don't want to pay $1 million so you can splash Nike across the screen. No, this guy's wearing my sneaker. That's more than enough advertisement. He's dunking on guys and you know what I mean? He's scoring 60 points. Oh, what kind of sneakers he's wearing? Oh, he's wearing those? Every kid in the nation goes out and buys them.
Yeah, you're right.
They give him $1 million. The school says, hey, where's our money? And you know what Nike says? Forget your money. You understand? Your players wearing your money. You didn't took food out the school's mouth right now because he's got your money. Now what are you going to do? Right? That's why they don't give kids scholarships. Or I wouldn't say scholarships. They give them scholarships, but they don't give them endorsements and advertising money and contracts and commercials. You understand? Because if they gave commercials to these kids, what's the incentive?
Yeah, you're right.
Some of these commercials could be $1 million. And if you giving them $1 million to do a commercial at the collegiate level, Lord knows what's going to happen when they go to the NBA. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
If you giving me $1 million to do a commercial, I don't know, to hold up some underwear or bite into a burger, what do you think I'm going to ask for when I get to the NBA?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay?
You're right.
What do you think I'm asking for? It ain't going to be $1 million, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If I'm drafted in the NBA, now that $1 million deal turns into $20 million. Or 50, 30 million, So you got to look at it like that. Then that's why the schools are like, you know what? Best we can give you is a free scholarship, a free ride to our school, take up what you want to take up, and so forth.
During this commercial break, don't forget to go to your favorite podcast platform, search for The Man Perspective, subscribe, like, and listen to The Man Perspective with Cane Man
and the Dawn. Now, even at the school level, I don't believe they're taking these great classes. I mean, excuse me if I'm wrong, but I don't see any of these basketball players taking trigonometry and, statistics and, what I mean, calculus and all these other crazy courses, right? Because where they don't have the time. That's why a lot of them get tutoring and special tutoring to do that. Whereas if I'm a student and I pay for 4 years of college, I'm not getting that kind of tutoring. I mean, I can get tutoring, but I'm not going to get that specialized tutoring where they travel with them on the bus and, you know what I mean? And they really could do things with them. What's the point? There's no real incentive. So I'm sure probably a lot of them take up, popcorn making or something. You know what I mean? You know, I don't think any of them really taking anything serious, no serious classes. Because, I mean, even if you want to take law or be a doctor, do you know what that takes to be a doctor? How many years you think the average college student who plays basketball is going to want to be a doctor or get a doctor's degree and put in that time and that effort to be a doctor? When you have to travel, you have to do drills, you have practice, you have games. When you have the time to do internship at a hospital, or prepare for those exams, or study and read the book. And to me, the biggest books on campus are usually the science majors and the doctors. Am I right? Them big biology books, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you're going to take up art or something, it'd be a little pamphlet that you get, right? But if you're going to be a doctor, that big old biochemistry book that you got to read through, that's 4,000 pages. You think they're going to read through that?
Hell no.
And they got a game in 2 weeks, or they got a game week?
No.
Right. So where's the incentive?
Yeah, you're right.
It's got to be an incentive for them to want to do that, and I just don't see it. There's really no incentive for them to pay these athletes that kind of money. That's throwing money at them, and they're not ready for that. That's why they rather negotiate with them when they're in the professional, in NBA. It's a whole different ballgame. Then sky's the limit. But when you're at the collegiate level, hey, you lucky you got here. And the reason you lucky you got here because we're paying you to be here. You know what I mean? We're paying your room and board. We're paying your tuition. And you got a chance to, at the end of 4 years, you could get your little degree.
Yeah, that's true.
And whatever you want. And then at least you have a college degree. Make your mama happy. Make your papa happy. Make your family happy. And when you get into the NBA, you get that $40, $50 million contract or whatever. That's why a lot of them take communications and, simple little courses and stuff. I'm not belittling it, but I'm just saying they're not being a doctor or something like that. You know what I mean? They're not being an engineer or anything like that because it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do that.
Oh, it definitely does.
And I just don't see basketball players, football players having the time to do all of that.
Yeah.
So what courses are they taking? That's what I like to know. What courses are they really taking to get their degree? And they're entitled to getting their degree when they do their 4 years. But then again, like I said, they all get tutoring. They all get specialized tutoring, and they got somebody that travels with them and all like that. So it's a whole different ballgame. And then think about this, too. When you make it to the NBA and you get that $100 million contract or whatever, $200 million contract, right? Yeah. A lot of them who left college because they didn't finish for whatever reason and they got drafted into the NBA, they tend to go back to get their degree, right? Like I know Michael Jordan did that, when he came up, he went from North Carolina, went straight to the NBA, right? And then he came back to get his college degree. But when he came back to get his college degree, remember, he's making $40, $50 million a year to play the game or so. Well, more or less, he had all the endorsements that was paying because I think he only got paid, technically speaking, they said for the 10-year contract that he had with Chicago, he only got like $2 or $3 million to play the game.
Damn.
Did you know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
He got like only $2 or $3 million to play the game.
Wow.
But where he made his money was the endorsements. Eating the McDonald's hamburger and running around with the, Heinz underwear. And, you know what I mean? And drinking Gatorade and all this stupid. That's where you get the $50, $40, $50, $60 million contract.
Yeah.
Doing the sneaky deal. Nikes, you know what I mean? That's a $100 million contract right there.
Yeah.
So when you did all of that and you add it all up, you'd be like, damn, this guy done made $600 million. But they only paid him $3 million to play the game.
That's crazy.
Right? So when he got to like his 10th year, the owner of Chicago said, he just gave him a blank check and said, man, you write what you think you're worth or whatever. And at that time, I think he wrote like $30 million, which was still a far cry because he didn't made them billionaires pretty much. Life, love, relationships.
Get yourself some.
It's what you need.
That's right.
The Man Perspective.
With K-Man.
And the Don. Okay? And then he's able to take that money and invest in real estate, and he opened up a couple of restaurants, you know what I mean? A couple of golf courses. I mean, you could do that. That's why he's worth $1 billion now.
I think Michael Jordan also either he owns or he co-owns, I think, a NASCAR team now too.
Yeah. Plus he owns the Charlotte Hornets, I think it is.
Does he?
Yeah, he owns
Oh,
them as
wow.
well. Yeah, he's like part owner of the Charlotte basketball team. But like I said, and mind you, he had the money to now go back to school, okay, and pay the tuition $100,000, which is nothing to him because hell, you making $40-50 million. So what's $100,000 tuition? That's nothing. You know what I mean? You could pay that tuition. That's nothing, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're getting special treatment, which means you're getting special tutors to help you pass your classes. So it's a win-win situation if you think about it when you get to that level. But for the average kid that comes out of high school and into college, you start paying them. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's a different bring. And don't get me wrong, they do bring in a lot of money for the schools. But you got to tone it down a little bit because when they get jumped to the NBA, it's sky's the limit. And you're going to have players like that where they'll pay them, $10 million to play the game or $30 million to play the game, right? Because they're first or second draft choice. But even if you're not the first or second, think about this too. What if you're the 6th draft pick, 7th draft pick? They may not get the $1 million salary, but they get like $300,000. You know what I mean? Just to sit on the bench. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
$300,000-$400,000 just to sit on the bench.
I'll take it.
How can you lose on that?
Take it. Can't.
Right. I mean, of course, you got the other players who are getting millions, but for you to sit on the bench and you getting $300,000, that's not bad. And you got your college degree. I think you did pretty good. Not everybody's going to be the millionaire basketball player, but even if you're the 8th string or the 8th or 9th draft pick, getting $250,000, $300,000, that's not bad. Do that for a couple years before that's a couple dollars. You could do something. It's better than any of the kids who graduated from college. I guarantee you that, because a lot of them are not going to come out making that kind of money. And even if they do, even if they went the 4 years or the 8 years and became a doctor and they got $200,000 salary, right? Guess what? They probably got $300,000-$400,000 student loans.
Oh yeah, they absolutely will.
Right,
Absolutely.
so you got to pay that back. So where's the incentive? You know what I mean? So that's why they don't pay the kids money in the NCAA, because you know why? They give them a scholarship, and that's all they need. On the Man Perspective with K-Man and the Don. So hey, get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com and let us know why you think they shouldn't pay these college students at the NCAA sports players any money or endorsements. The Man Perspective. Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective.